All right, let's transition and talk the rest of the league, and let's bring in a new segment. Makes sense this early in the year. Little segment we call For Real or Fugazi. And if you don't know what Fugazi means, I'm not explaining it. Go do yourself a favor and watch Donnie Brasco.
That's a Fugazi? How do you know it's a Fugazi? You looked at it for 2 seconds.
What, it's a fake?
Yeah, I know what a Fugazi is.
So I'm going to start this off, and I am going to say that the LA Lakers are for real.
Of course.
And yeah, okay, whatever. You know,
Where's the LeBron insignia? You don't got it?
There's I keep the LeBron jerseys at home. It rained a lot. I'm not risking any of
Define
the.
what for real is.
I think this. Okay.
Let's start again.
No. I just had to take a moment because let's not get crazy. Because this is on the internet. The internet is forever. From what I have seen from this team so far, if they make the proper addition. I'm not gonna
expand. What does that mean? The proper addition.
Okay, so let me build
name
the case.
names, man.
This team right now looks amazing, and I think a lot of it. I think let's give some credit to JJ Redick and the way in which they're playing. Mm-hmm. Their offensive efficiency, I believe, they're top 10. Their field goal percentage is top 10, but their 3-point percentage. This team it looks to be a good 3-point shooting team right now. I think they're 4th in the NBA. But it's the way in which they're playing. And a lot of people have put together good Twitter videos of the ball movement and the way in which this team is playing.
The Block Boys.
I'm not going to say they are, hey, man, the Block Boys do a good job sometimes. Someone call us the Block Boys. I'm not saying they're a championship team. I think that's crazy. But can they finish with a top 4 seed? That's not wild. And if they make the right addition, you still have LeBron and Brow. It's not crazy. This team is a playoff team. And I think going into the year, a lot of people love the under on this team. And I think those are losing bets. And I think this is a playoff
losing
team.
bets.
The number was low. It was at 42 and a half.
42 or 43 and a
That was
half.
a low number.
It's too low. It was too low to bet.
It's a little too low to bet. I mean, the team still has LeBron, still has AD. I would say 2 things. I think JJ is playing through Anthony Davis a lot more. I think that's a big key to this team. I like also the play of Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
To me, if you can get the most out of those guys, we were. I don't know about you guys. I was betting the Lakers a little bit down the stretch in the playoffs last year. I felt Austin Reeves was kind of just seen as another dude. When I felt like I liked the way he kind of.
I want the ball in his hand.
He's just
Good things happen when the ball's in Austin Reeves' hands.
He makes plays. I think he has good reads. Listen, man, credit to JJ Redick. I like the Lakers bet still. If the total is at like 43.5, I think that's very interesting.
I think that's a must bet.
Redick? I was going to ask you, what are you betting then? So this is for real for you. What do you like on the Lakers?
The over.
So over on win totals. What else are you telling people?
Redick Coach of the Year is interesting.
I think, man, the Redick Coach of the Year is very interesting, but I feel like usually the resume of a Coach of the Year is like the bad team overachieve, and I don't think you can use that narrative with LeBron, or it's the overwhelming 1 seed Joe Maz when the Celtics win 65 games.
To your point, last year the Lakers won 47 games. Mm-hmm. So for Redick to win Coach of the Year,
they need to be like a 52-win
them
team.
Past 50, and I give him a hat tip. I mean, he's looked great as their coach so far. 3rd ranked offense, to your point. 3rd ranked offense in the league. Now, let's see how sustainable that is.
I
have questions
about
health.
The health is the big thing.
It's always the health. It's always is the shooting going to be there night to night? But they look dialed in. They've been fun to watch.
To Wes's point about what are you betting, I think, the wins, adjust on the wins. And I think playoff team, and if you can find them as a playoff team to staple with something else. I know we talked about Wemby's now plus money Depoy. Just staple stuff to Wemby. Sure. Take things you like and staple it to Wemby. Right. So do you guys agree then? Lakers
Lakers look good. I think they're for real.
It's hard to disagree based on what we've seen so far. But again, all the numbers, I understand them. They're useful. And
Fab, say on that small sample size one more time for us.
It's first. Excellent. It's just early, but I like what I've seen, especially from AD and Austin Reeves.
Okay. All right. What's yours?
The Oklahoma City Thunder are who we thought they were.
Oh, man, for real.
Dennis Green. Get Dennis Green. They are who we thought they were.
Yeah.
We let them off the hook.
It's their defense, man.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
It is the defense. They're the only team right now. I just criticized small sample size. They're allowing under 100 points a game so far.
90 defensive rating.
Hold on, but the numbers, it's the eye test with them. Teams look like they don't know. They're confused trying to attack this team.
They just come at you relentlessly on both ends of the floor. And when they bring in guys off the bench, Caruso, Wiggins, it doesn't.
Well, this is without Hartenstein too.
No Hartenstein. The quality doesn't diminish.
Case and Wallace. These guys could be starters on other teams.
It's a factory of guys who play hard and are confident in their abilities. And then you got this dude who we loved last year for Rookie of the Year, but the Wemby, the Wemby thing just kind of took over.
I count that as a win for us and the propaganda.
No such thing as moral victories. The Chet Holmgren, just renaissance right now. What we're seeing from this dude is unbelievable. We're seeing a step up in offense this year. He's tapping into this unicorn status. I love what I'm seeing. He's being way more aggressive, and I think that's the key for this Thunder team going forward.
What impressed me in the opening night against the Nuggets was Chet's playmaking.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
he was finding guys. I mean, that's growth. That's offensive growth in your game
Jokic
and reading the game, right?
One-on-one, I mean, everyone will ridicule Chet for he looks obviously a little scrawny. I think it's wiry, strong, and I think as the years go on, he is going to get stronger. If you can hold your own against Nikola Jokic in the post and make things hard on him and do everything you're doing on offense. Man, look, get your Thunder bets in, man.
There's a lot of Chet is the biggest mover on two main markets. DPOI, which we talked about, is Wemby everything.
Yeah. But it's worthy to have a Chet hedge. I think.
But I'm saying look at the numbers. Chet is on the move. MIP. Chet is on the move, and eye test tells you through these first few games, he clearly is on another level. So all the credit to OKC is probably a 60-win team.
They are who we thought they were.
Put it this way: when you're watching them, I'm thinking, how are they going to lose 25 games?
Yeah.
Even they were kind of in quote unquote trouble against the Hawks. They ended up blowing them out. Their margin for error is so large in 48 minutes.
They're down to the Nuggets in game one. We're
they spanked the Nuggets.
To Wes's point, even with injuries, they have that depth that even injuries I don't think will derail them that much.
Yeah.
Unless it's Shea or Chet going down a significant amount of time.
If she gets injured, that's a different story altogether.
Shea
But
living up to his MVP status as well.
Yeah.
The Thunder keep rolling.
He should be the
Probably
front runner.
he's clubhouse leader right now.
It's him and Luke are neck and neck.
Yeah.
So we're all in agreement then. We're Thunder for real. I don't think anybody's arguing with that.
I mean, it's funny how predictable it is, but also true.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I'll give the first Fugazi.
Here we go.
This entire rookie class is pure Fugazi. This will be the worst class since the Malcolm Brogdon Rookie of the Year, 7 years ago, whatever it was.
Michael Carter-Williams class. Sam,
that's 2 years before that, okay? But since Malcolm Brogdon, who's a second-round draft pick, didn't even average more than 11 points a game, this class is going to have a repeat of that. Not a single player is playing more than 25 minutes right now. Not a single player in this rookie class averages more than 10 points. Jamal Shed, I'm not crapping on Jamal Shed. He's second in scoring amongst the entire rookie class. He's number one in assists. Again, not a knock on Shed, but just telling you the amount of talent in this pool, which we knew was a concern. It's showing to bear fruit.
These are young men. They need time.
Yeah, but every year.
Edie's not a young man. Edie was in school for forever.
Every year the rookies are young men, right? So, no excuse to these guys. Pure Fugazi. But the way I'll flip that is, as betting people, it's actually fantastic. Because now that everyone is Fugazi, there's so much room to cherry pick value.
Yep.
A guy like Yves Missi started the year 120-1 to win Rookie of the Year. He's now one of these 5-6 dudes that are less than 10-1 to win the award. So I just think this is a good year where if you really throw in some darts, get some long shots in there.
Chaos is a ladder.
Yes.
Chaos. A gaping pit waiting to swallow us all. Chaos isn't a pit. Chaos is a ladder.
Yeah, chaos is a ladder. There's a lot of stuff. I think it's a wide open race. No one deserves to be a favorite.
Are we worried at all about Edie? I know in our preseason pod, we talked about how the value was gone with Rookie of the Year.
It's been a week.
It's disappointing to start. I would just say the argument that Edie had was he had a starting role on a winning team. Yeah, that's it.
I just mean as a basketball player.
I'm just saying.
He's looked exposed. He's looked good at moments too.
But that's how it's always going to be, though. Yeah. There's going to be matchups where he looks a little on an island defensively, but you hope they can. When he's on offense, you can use him properly with screens and getting to the net. And
it's the foul trouble. Now.
It is.
I think that requires an adjustment. And Purdue, they didn't really ask him to block shots, to be aggressive on defense.
It's a learning process.
They needed him on the floor. It's a week. I do love the crapshoot. Reed Shepherd was one of the top two.
He's gone.
There's not enough ball for him. There's not enough ball for him. Yeah.
There's too many guys there.
So I do think it's actually a very ripe opportunity to kind of just throw some darts, see where it lands.
Like Jamal Shed, he's 50-1.
So wait,
bet it.
I would agree with Wes that this class is Fugazi. You guys the same?
It is.
Well, I'm a TBD on that. I can't get
It's
there
early.
yet.
I mean,
Yeah.
right now it looks
We
that
kind
way.
of knew that going in, though. Everybody talked about how it wasn't a great draft. So
Okay, well, I mean, I'll add one more. So on that, not a single player in this draft class. This will be the second lowest scoring average by a winning Rookie of the Year in the last 20 years.
Wow.
you're absolutely.
Listen, I'm a reasonable person. All right, we're 4 games into the season. We can't be calling anybody real or fugazi. No, the Bucks are frauds, man. They're frauds. The Bucks are a fugazi. They have already lost to the Nets. They lost to the Bulls.
Yeah.
They have the 26th ranked defense in the NBA. Doc Rivers is under 500 as the Bucks
Yo,
coach.
cue the clip of him holding his
Did you
legs
see- after that, Celtics just leaning over. I'm not doubting Giannis, but man, it is ugly. They cannot play defense. They cannot stop anyone.
I thought Gary Trent Jr. was the answer. 3 and D.
3-and-D.
Every single national writer in America told me that he was a 3 and D
3-and-D.
guy.
Tell
who
me,
signed for the
tell me
minimum.
you haven't watched the Raptors without
precisely.
telling me you haven't watched the Raptors.
I think they have an athleticism problem in Milwaukee.
They look
They're
old.
old.
They
They're
look
old,
old, man.
They old and they can't guard. And I don't. Giannis has kind of looked. Yeah, he's having
fine their numbers, but
turnover issues.
it's
Something's off.
you can't. Okay, this is through the lens of they're built to win now.
Yeah.
They're built to win a championship now. You cannot compete for the title with a defense that's bottom 5.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure it'll improve. I'm sure it'll.
No, but if you're bottom 10, you
progress.
can't. It doesn't
But even
happen.
then, they're not going to be a championship level defensive team. So where are you at?
So, I mean, look, if you want to talk betting stuff again, you know how I think you take advantage of this Fugazi situation? Look at who's crushed them in all these games. Quick, speedy, playmaking point guards or shooting guards. Dame Lillard, Gary Trent, they ain't
can't.
stopping nobody.
keep up.
I will bet every opposing guard's over points
Yeah.
until proven otherwise. This team cannot stay in front of any dynamic playmakers.
And if you're playing Brooke Lopez, to your point, they're playing drop
Drop.
coverage.
Drop.
They're dropping every
That's why
time.
Cam Thomas went ham on them.
And if you know what, if you want a
Kobe
little
White.
betting sprinkle, the Cavs are even money to win that division.
Oh, yeah.
The Cavs-
That's
the
a
Cavs look
slam.
fantastic.
To me,
That's
I
a
think
great
that's.
way.
I think that's. They look great. That's for another time, but they look great to start the season.
realistically, then the Bucks don't really have any moves left. So what do we see? Like,
They're tapped out, man.
They're tapped out.
They're tapped out.
is this
Trade
Giannis' last year in Milwaukee? Like,
what did Fab say before we tape? Just like if Sam Presti comes with 8 first-round
Yeah.
picks.
What if Sam Presti goes to the
cash.
Bucks and says, you know what?
why not? But
Here's
why
7
If
first-rounders.
you're OKC,
I dare you
why-
to say no.
If you're OKC, why wouldn't you do like this? Is the year to turn those magic beans into something real.
But they already have something.
Yeah,
to do.
they're
But like
already
then you're
real and it's spectacular, my friend.
It's an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah.
What OKC's doing isn't right.
They
It's
don't
not
need-
right to the
you know
rest
what?
of the league.
OKC doesn't need Giannis.
They don't. I don't think they do.
don't
I think
need
they're good, man. Absolutely.
Let's throw
Bucks are
one.
frauds.
Let's
They're
just
frauds.
ask one. I'm gonna ask one question before we get to what everyone really came here for, and that's the Wade statue. Denver going into yesterday. I'm not sure the updated stats, but going into yesterday, they were, I think, worst scoring team in the NBA, worst field goal percentage in the NBA. Are we worried? Are the Nuggets? Are the Nuggets fugazi?
I'll tell you what I'm worried about with them. I mean, everybody knows the bench is a problem. That's been an issue. They were last in 3-point shooting last year. That was one of the changes they had to make coming into this year to adjust for offensive rating deficiencies. They're not doing that.
And
I'm worried about
And they
that.
added Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, the bench stuff is all bad, but I'm worried. There's no shooting.
We'll see. I think they'll be fine. Like not. I don't know if they can win the championship right now. How they look, but it's Nikola Jokic, man. I can't quit this dude. I'm sorry. That guy gives you a chance every time, every night.
You're
that guy
500.
steps on the floor.
Speaking
You're
of
500.
Jokic, Wes laid out because
Oh, hey.
I made this bet minutes before we taped this pod.
Look, this is a pod chat bet, all right? Nikola Jokic, clutch player of the year. You saw it in that game against the Raptors. He's just going to get stuck in a lot of
How
these
many?
situations.
You're counting them. How many clutch
Like,
points?
he had 11 clutch points in that game. We
On
got
good
bonus. Yeah, on
percentages.
good
Yeah.
percentages. Like, dude, he is the world's best player. Like, no one's denying that. But now that his team's forcing him to play in a lot of these situations, he's just gonna start adding up all those.
They're gonna be in a
stats
close
in
game every
clutch
night.
time.
Management has done him dirty.
Yeah.
Oh, they did him so dirty.
He hasn't had an all-star teammate.
Ever.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I know.
Calvin Booth,
I know. Playoff
Fugazi.
Murray is an all-star. The playoff version of Jamal Murray, but the fact that he's never actually played with an all-star kind of blows my mind.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that's how you get a vet clutch player of the year.
Okay.
Hey, we all tailed it. All right, and let's finish. Arguably the worst statue in the history of statues. Let's bring it up. This or Ronaldo?
Ronaldo.
I think-
Yes.
But Ronaldo actually kind of looked like Ronaldo, like maybe just like a caricature.
I think there was first of all, credit to the internet. The internet, when something like this happens, is just in
love
fine form.
it.
There was a split
Undefeated.
screen with Morpheus when Morpheus has the stuff on his head.
Dude,
I'm sure we can
the
get
Wade-
Connor to bring it up.
The
but
Wade LeBron, like alley
yes, also too, the Mortal Kombat level was
Someone
good.
started putting this on like Wade's wedding
yeah,
photos.
yeah.
People are nuts.
I love it.
Thank you,
My
Internet.
question is this. You had time to put this statue together to honor a great for your team.
Wade was looking at it, though.
I don't understand. How do you mess this up so badly? What are you even looking at? Doesn't look like Wade.
It's definitely the top 3, and I think I gotta add in the Allen Iverson mini.
Oh yeah.
Those are like the 3 absolute
But I heard
biggest
those.
bombshells.
But I heard that goes in a section of the stadium where it's all miniatures.
Okay.
But
so
when
it's-
we saw it at the time, it was like,
Okay.
why is he so
Okay.
small?
Fair,
But
fair.
here's what I don't understand. We've seen good statues before. Why? How do you get a person who doesn't know how to build a
Nope,
statue?
not this.
No, but seriously, it's like we're the Miami Heat. We're a class organization. Who's the jabroni you hired to build this thing? And have you not? Do you know what statues look like? Do you know what Wade's face looks like?
Statues designed by Florida Man.
Yes, yeah.
What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say about this?
How are you that bad at your job?
Wade had
This-
eyes on it, man.
I know, but like
He's
He
probably being
allowed it.
polite.
So
He's being polite.
Wade saw the statue and was like, check. That's what he saw it, man.
Yeah. Well,
It's on him.
that's nuts to me.
Either way, thank you to the Miami Heat for giving
Yeah.
us one
Yeah.
of the best.
Wade-
lines.
Wade Jones.
yeah. What's the worst Wade moment? The Florida counselor introducing him as Wade Jones, or this statue? Connor, bring up the clip.
He's calm, collected, has a will to win because his name, of course, is Wade Jones.
Wade Jones. Oh, man. Florida.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
You get what you deserve.
We just sum it all up with Florida. That's all for us. Check us out on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Give us that whole 5-star deal because we deserve it.